Hi guys, I'm Dave in Real Life Movies and welcome to part 2 of my top 10 wrestling movies of all the time. Hopefully you've come over from Dave in Real Life Wrestling from the part 1 of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have, shout outs to you and thank you for coming back and watching part 2. Very much appreciated. And if you are finding me for the first time, shout outs to you guys. Hello. And yeah, I'm Dave in Real Life Movies. And welcome along to the top 5 wrestling movies of all times. And we're going to get straight into it. And pretty much following what we did in the last video on the Dave in Real Life Wrestling channel, is we've got another documentary. Yeah, we finished off at number 6 with Wrestling with Shadows. And then we're going to start part with 5, position 5, Beyond the Mat, the documentary that pretty much got me hooked into wrestling once again, learning kayfabe, learning the little ins and outs, the little secrets, the stories. Vince McMahon wanting to make movies. Darren Drozdov, puke is gonna puke. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that movie is just so iconic and so rewatchable. I mean, yes, it's a little bit dated now. It did capture a time of the Attitude Era, the flipping prime The Rock, the prime Stone Cold, prime Mick Foley. In fact, Mick Foley was absolutely awesome in this movie as well. Got a real sense of his character, who he is in real life, who he is in the ring. Yeah, honestly, I can't speak more highly of this film. Very rewatchable documentary. Obviously very dated now, but honestly, if you haven't seen Beyond the Mat, where the flipping heck have you been? You need to go check it out right now. I think it is free on YouTube, but I'm not 100% sure. Then at number 4, a film that literally screams my childhood all over. Just remember seeing the front cover of this in my local video shop. And that is obviously No Holds Barred, Hulk Hogan and Zeus. Seeing their real life feud in WWE and then seeing it in the movie format as well. Oh my God, mind blown as a kid, honestly. Rip. Taking it to Zeus was just breathtaking. Could never get why the guy from the limo was Dookie. What the flipping heck is a Dookie? What is a Dookie? And why did that even get used in a movie where they could have said, I pooed myself? Dookie? Has anybody in the history have ever used that word other than that guy in that movie? Because I've never heard it in any other film. So yeah, I don't know where that came from. I don't know who was writing the script that day, but apparently the script was written by Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan themselves when they spent a night in an hotel together. Aye, spending a night in an hotel together. The rumours of Vince McMahon these days. Hello, what's going off here then? Anyway, I digress. We move on. I just got distracted by my laptop for some reason. But anyway, yeah, No Holds Barred is at number 4. At number 3, this was a TV show on Channel 4. I think The Rock saw this and thought, you know what, that's going to make a cracking movie one day. So we got in touch with Steve Merchant, the guy who co-wrote The Office and Extras with Ricky Gervais, and said, you know, I've got an idea for a movie starring a wrestler. I watched this TV program, this documentary called Wrestling with My Family, and I think it'd be a fantastic movie. Steve Merchant said, yeah, I totally agree. So they got Paige, Saraya on board, and that's what brought us Fighting with My Family. Don't know why they couldn't call it Wrestling with My Family. It would have been a lot more better. But Fighting with My Family is born. Lawrence Pugh would play Paige, and we would see her rise from just an ordinary indie worker in Norwich, England, to getting tryouts at NXT, and then eventually making a star-studded debut on the Raw after WrestleMania, where she took the title off of AJ Lee. Drawbacks to this movie is that they glamorized it for Hollywood. There's a lot of stuff missing out. They kind of made Paige not seem kind of like the total up-and-comer, that she pretty much just flew in from Norwich, and the fact that she was the NXT champion and been on TV on the network for months, maybe even a year before this debut on the main roster, they seemed to get time to gloss over that a little bit. Yeah, some of the characters we used were not the wrestlers at that particular time. Playing AJ Lee was Selena Vega. Just get AJ Lee, for God's sake. How hard would it have been to get AJ Lee just to play herself in a movie? For God's sake, I'm sure she could have just dropped her schedule at that time and played the part. But anyway, they got Selena Vega, which when you're watching it, it kind of takes you out of it, to be honest, for me, because yeah, you want to believe that's AJ Lee delivering the lines and not Selena Vega. I know it's not Selena Vega's fault, but it is the part of the movie where I kind of just tap out and go, I don't believe this anymore. That up until that point, totally in, love the film. But when you get to that big moment at the end, it's kind of like, wasn't quite the right people. I don't know. Let me know what you thought about that particular ending. I know they had restraints. Obviously, they couldn't use AJ Lee, but it would have been so much better if they could and proper recreate that moment. Or just show the actual proper moment at the end without Lawrence Pugh. That might have worked. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Anyway, at number 2, and this is first of probably, I don't know, having these so high up seems a bit weird because it seems like I like depressing wrestling rather than great storylines, great action and all of that stuff. But obviously the first one of these more realistic movies is The Wrestler, the story of Randy the Ram. And his fall from grace from being a top tier star to falling down to the independents and struggling to make a decent amount of money doing the independent shows, having to go through barbaric matches just to make a little bit of money. Gets offered opportunity to relive one of his highlighted matches in Ring of Honor and to get paid massively, but his body's just not there. He's just had a stroke. He's got a pacemaker added. His body's falling apart. He's struggling to get a relationship with his daughter. He's finding it hard to start a new relationship with the stripper, which Tamisa Tomei, honestly, if you've seen this movie, I mean, it's just worth watching it for her. She's practically naked throughout this film, which is very good. I mean, for a woman in her 50s, her body is, So Tamisa Tomei, if you haven't seen this film, go watch it for her. Stephen's like, there, where's my copy? I'm going to watch this film. Boom. Shout out to Stephen, our community perv. But anyway, I digress. This movie is a really good movie. And yeah, some of the stuff in this is so on point. Maybe some of it's a little bit glorified for the movie aspect. But I mean, the fall from grace from wrestlers who are having to take multiple painkillers just to keep in the ring to earn a bit of money, and how they find it hard to move away from the ring and find a proper job and move back into society as a whole. Yeah, you kind of see all that playing out in this movie, and it's just a very good film, and that's why it's at number 2. At number 1, there's only one movie what could be number 1 on this list, and that is Iron Claw, the story of the Von Erich family. As much as this is a very tragic, very heartfelt story of the demise of the Von Erichs, each of them pretty much taking their own lives or in a series of tragic ways, things happening to them. Fritz Von Erich literally willing to disown his kids in his passion to own the NWA championship. That's all he cared about. He wanted his promotion to be to top promotion and was willing to sell his own kids down the river to achieve his dream. So yeah, he had his kids, even the one, the youngest one of the youngest members who wanted to be a rock star, wanted to be a musician, was forced into the ring by his egotistical father, and that ended up with him taking his own life after he had a complicated surgery and ended up a little bit screwed. I think he had a bit of a mental breakdown at that point. And obviously it was filmed with Zac Efron, who was Kevin Von Erich, who tried to hold the family together, his brothers together, but failed in every single occasion. It's just so heartfelt. You see him get his relationship. You see then his relationship with his brothers falling apart around him. And he really starts to believe that the curse is real. The fact that he ends up living in a mountain and secludes himself for 10 years it's where this story literally leads to, and eventually, obviously, we get to learn the story from Kevin Von Erich now, and in this movie form. So yeah, this is Iron Claw, well-received movie. Other than The Wrestler is the movie what was well received, especially here in the UK, considering the fact we don't really know the lure of the Von Erichs. It's certainly not common here in the UK, to be honest, because we didn't really get to see the Von Erichs. The only Von Erich I remember growing up watching was the Texas Tornado Kerry Von Erich. And I, honestly, when we was watching him in WWE in the 90s, did not know he was wrestling with a prosthetic leg. That it was not very clear to me, to be honest. So knowing that information was like, wow, what? So yeah, this movie did open a new world of what the territories were back in the day in the US before Vince took over and destroyed it all, so to say. But yeah, this is my top movie. Iron Claw. Hopefully I've not touched your ears off too much. This is my top 5. Obviously, go back and watch the first 5 of this top 10 video, part 1 over on the Dave in Real Life Wrestling channel, where we look at the more funnier wrestling movies, but made it onto the list. And then obviously we've gone a little bit more serious on this one. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, slap a like on it. Hit that hype. Hit that hype. Hit that hype. Hit that hype. And of course, subscribe if you're brand spanking new and you've come over from the wrestling channel. We do movie watch-alongs. We're currently in the middle of a World Cup. We are going to be doing some Premier League games next season. Yeah, we could talk movies all day long over on this channel. So please come and join if that is what you're into and that you enjoy doing. So yeah, comment section, please put your top 5 wrestling movies of all time. Have I missed one out? What you think is better than what is on my list? Use the comment section below. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. I've been Dave in Real Life Movies. Part 1 is on the Dave in Real Life Wrestling channel. So go check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, honestly, wrestling movies. This is my top 10 concluded. Have your say in the comment section below. I've been Dave in Real Life Movies. You guys have been awesome. Till the next time. Bye for now.